Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment, and it's box office time. Has Masters of the Universe soared to heights, or has it stalled, or has it absolutely bombed? It's not the only new release, but you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Yeah, it's not off to a good start. But, and there is a but, will word of mouth actually carry this movie across the finish line? Because it's getting good word of mouth. We all seem to have enjoyed it. I've seen mostly good reviews on the thing, so it is interesting that I think a lot of people are waiting to see what the reaction over the weekend would be towards this. But this movie isn't the only story, because of course Scary Movie 6 came out, but Obsession and Backrooms are still chugging along. But I think the biggest story out of all of this has to be Mando and Grogu. Because not just is it failing miserably, it's not even in the top 5 anymore in its third week. It's like, uh-oh. So, the numbers for Masters of the Universe are as follows. You can see it right there. 29.3 million domestically, 25 million internationally, for a worldwide total opening weekend of 54.3 million. Now that's probably going to get revised either up or down, because that's still an estimate for Sunday, which you can see there that the Sunday was 7.5 million. So Thursday preview 4.4 million. Then Friday, 11.7 million, which brings in that 4.4 as well. The Saturday brought in 10 million. And then the Sunday's estimated number is 7.5 million. So that could go up a small bit. That could go down a small bit. We don't quite know. It's not off to a great start for a movie that has a reported budget of $170 million. It's like, I don't know why they keep pumping that much money into these movies. Now, it is very special effects heavy, so are they looking at it that way? Now, the thing to keep in mind with this isn't just word of mouth, it's what the likes of Blu-ray sales and stuff like that will, because those type of sales will help this movie. Now, merchandise won't, but merchandise for this movie, if they see that there is a massive interest in the merchandise, there's a possibility that Amazon, I'm assuming it's Amazon, I'm confused a little bit about who actually made this movie, because when it starts, the first logo that pops up is the Amazon logo, followed by MGM, where they don't have the line in there, they have Cringer, which is a nice little touch. But then Sony's name comes up, and I have no idea what Sony's involvement is with this movie. But with merchandise, if they see merchandise for this particular movie fly off the shelves, and then of course if it chugs along nicely and has legs at the box office, and then of course if, I'm assuming they will make Blu-rays and stuff off it, if they would have to at this stage if you're putting it on the big screen, if those sales are through the roof as well, they're obviously going to look at a sequel. But the one thing I think they would have to seriously look at is, can we make a sequel for less than $100 million? That is the question, because this movie, the post-credit scenes set up the sequel. The actual movie itself does not. So where it ends, it does not necessarily set up what's going to happen next, but the post-credit scenes definitely do. But the one thing that is quite interesting, and it's actually something we haven't really been seeing happening all that much lately, is that the international number is pretty much on par with the domestic number. So we're not seeing a lot of that happening. You'll see what I mean. Now, Scary Movie has managed to do it as well. So Scary, by the way, Masters of the Universe has come in second in the box office, being bet by Scary Movie 6, which is insane to me. And you can see Scary Movie 6 worldwide box office is $105.5 million. Now again, this could get revised down or up. It's always goes estimated for the Sunday. So if I had done this video at about 4 o'clock my time, these numbers would probably be adjusted. But again, you can see 55 million domestically, 50.5 million internationally. So they're pretty much on par with one another. By the way, I have no idea how this movie is actually even making that much money, because I have not seen a good review on this movie at all, including from like other YouTubers going to see it. They are all pretty much going like, yeah, this thing is just a heap of shit. Now, Backrooms and Obsession, these things aren't just in profit. They are astonishingly in profit. So Backrooms was made for like in and around or under $10 million. And as you can see, the international number alone would have it in massive amounts of profit. But look at the difference between the international number and the domestic number. So domestically, as of right now, it's made $135 million at the domestic box office. That's on a budget of under $10 million for a worldwide total of $212.6 million. But that international number, it's like not even in the same ballpark. Hell, the domestic number is playing baseball, the international number is playing knitting. You know, there couldn't be further apart from one another. However, again, that international number would have smashed its budget and stuff like that. So, and you can see here as well, just how strongly it's doing. Like, look at that. Second week, and it has massive jumps in its number, especially this Saturday. It's insane. But you can also see the screens it's on. Now, that's important as well, that its screens, all of that wasn't supposed to light up, so we'll just have that. So, its first week and weekend, 3,442 theatres. That's now dropped down. No, actually, it's gone up. Sorry, it's gone up to 3,565. So, that's impressive. Obsession is now, again, look at the difference between the international number and the domestic number. So, again, the international number would have absolutely blown this thing out of the bloody water, seeing as this was only made for $700 and something thousand. So it didn't even cost $1 million to make this thing. Worldwide box office $224.7 million. But it's this gap between these two numbers, the domestic and the international. It's a massive gap, which is really strange. Now, screens for this. It came in under 3,000 screens, so 2,615. It's now gone up to 2,900 screens. It's in its 4th week, and it's gained screens. So that's insane. Masters of the Universe opened in how many screens? Oh, where's the screens? 3,677 screens. That's what this brand new movie has opened in. And most of those are IMAX, because of course Mando and Grogu got fecked out of the IMAX theaters for this movie. So it's opened with a low amount of screens compared to other movies. Scary Movie, 3,490 screens. Here's the real story. Look down here. 6th place, Mando and Grogu. So this movie went from number 1 in its opening weekend to its 2nd weekend being pushed out to 3rd. And now on its 3rd weekend, and it's in 6th place. Here's the kicker for this movie. Number 1, it hasn't even cracked 300 million yet. Now questions will be raised. Will it? Probably will. Sad whale time. Look at the screens it's had. 4,300 screens, and it's only gone down to 3,355 screens in its 3rd week. This past weekend is where they dropped the screens. And that's because it got kicked out of IMAX. How has a movie doing this bad maintained this many screens, and something like Masters of the Universe, which is only dropped, come in under that amount of screens, even under the amount of screens that Mandalorian and Grogu has right now? That is insane to me. I know I can see Mandalorian and Grogu losing all of these screens because I can see it being pulled by next weekend. I would not be surprised. This thing is a disaster. If Disney and Lucasfilm aren't absolutely shitting themselves about these numbers, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. They cannot be sitting there and looking at this and going, it's a success. And if you've seen the Shields now, this is the hilarious thing. They've now gone from, oh, this movie's going to easily make $1 billion because of Grogu and shit. Now they've changed their tune to, oh, this movie's not actually the test to see if Star Wars is in a healthy place. Starfighter next year will be the test. It's like, no, this movie's the test because this is your first Star Wars movie in 7 years. And it hasn't even, in 3 weeks' time, made $300 million. This thing's not going to make 350. It's done. It's dead. Like, look at the numbers. Look what it's bringing in over the weekend, this past weekend and this past week. Like, the numbers are in single digits. We could be looking from today onwards at this movie brings in less than $1 million. It's dead. They need to just pull it. But Masters of the Universe is the big question. Will it actually have legs? Can it actually get really positive word of mouth and have people go, you know what? Everybody that's seen it over the weekend are really praising this thing. So maybe we should give it a try. And how many kids want to go back and see it? By the way, Mortal Kombat 2 is coming in. Now, this number needs to be adjusted as well as this number by a lot because the movie has now officially opened in Asia. And apparently it's doing very well over there. So they're going to have to work out these numbers. They probably aren't going to do it in this now at this stage. But yeah, it's doing quite well over there from everything we're hearing. So Masters of the Universe is the big question as of right now. Will it manage to get legs? Can these numbers skyrocket? It's going to be interesting to see whether or not it can or can't. I really enjoyed the movie. Everyone else seems to have really enjoyed this movie. Everybody in my screen enjoyed this movie. And a lot of the people, if you've seen my review, you'll see that I said there was the 3 people like 5 seats over from me, the 2 guys and the girl, who were excited to see all the characters. They were excited about the post-credit scenes. They knew all the characters, all this stuff. They even seem to have known that there was not just one but multiple post-credit scenes, because as soon as where you think the movie ends, and you know most people kind of jump up and start putting their jackets on and stuff, they did not move at all. They knew those scenes were coming up, and they weren't the only ones. There was a few others. So it seems to be received quite positively. It's just now the question really is, will word of mouth help this movie and earn it not just a bit of profit but a sequel? We'll have to wait and see. And of course, if you've seen it over the weekend, do let me know what you think about it. And if you've seen Scary Movie 6, do let me know what you think about that as well. But with that, I suppose we shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff, and hit that hype button. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.